Year 12A. I hope that you're all well. I do apologise, I'm having my 2 o'clock tea right now. So I just wanted to give you some details, just some feedback on 2 randomly chosen seminar topic proposals. Starting with the alphabet, Alan and Amber, I'm going to have a look at both of yours and just give you some feedback. Ellen, in particular, I was really impressed with the amount of detail that you've given. Just the overview of the topic is really strong, looking at why the audience will actually care about it, and that's one of the most important things that you need to do in your seminar, is work out how you're going to get your audience to care about your particular topic. And we've got animal recreation activities. The thesis statement is really good. You've given the background, you've given your purpose, and you've given us an idea about where we're going. So this is really good. Some people, your thesis statement is not a thesis statement, and I'm really impressed, so thank you very much, Alan. What is it going to be about? He's identified what research, what areas, so he's not chosen all of them, which is fantastic, but chosen areas that are going to be really particular for his presentation. He explains why he's interested in it, and as I said last time, it's important that you have an awareness of why you are interested in it in order to make sure that the audience relates. If you're bored about a particular topic, and I can promise you that you've had teachers that will be teaching you something that they're not very interested in, and you'll notice that you lose your interest as well. So this is really important. How are you going to make it interesting? I don't want to give away all of his bits and pieces, but my favorite part would actually be this section. How can I, the 5-minute discussion. So how can we improve? And should we have animal recreation activities? This is great because it's really going to get the audience in and talking and having their opinions. So I think this is really good. In terms of a 5 out of 5, this is a really good example of a seminar topic proposal. I'm very impressed and happy for Alan to proceed to the next stage. So I'll just go across to Amber's. Okay. So Amber, yeah, thesis statement is good. Your topic is very emotional and appropriate. You've got that you're going to make enough resources because you're looking at it from a psychological perspective. Interviews, biological and psychology. I would probably want to get into maybe a little bit of culture or pop culture as well, because that's very big on heartbreak. I mean, sometimes I get frustrated wondering if I'm ever going to hear about a song or hear a song that is not about love. It would be really good. So I'd like to get, again, this isn't just about your experience or your classmates' experience. You need to make sure that you go into it. And I'd probably maybe add, which I didn't write here, but you're more than welcome to add your own things. I look at it from a psychological and a physiological perspective, because those are 2 areas that you can really do some research in. But it's not bad. Interesting to the audience. My own experience, others, what is heartbreak? I think you could definitely work on that and develop that, how to make it interesting to the audience, whether you're going to use some videos, maybe a clip from a movie or a video clip from a music video that you've seen, how you're going to relate it to the audience. You could look at history, for instance, you know, the oldest romantic tragedy, Romeo and Juliet. It's not the oldest, I mean, you probably have Medea or Jason in the Greek, but you know what I mean. And the last one is, this is probably not as detailed as it could be, and I don't know how we're going to. This is really seems to be kind of a therapy session as opposed to creating a strong discussion at the end of the seminar. Okay, maybe you could look at something like, should we even have relationships? If it causes this pain, would it be better if everyone was polymonogamous? Polyamorous. Polyamorous means that you have lots of different relationships, and it's not monogamy, so it's not one person and one person, might reduce heartbreak. So try and look out and expand, think outside of the box. So Amber, although this is a good proposal and I'm happy for you to proceed, I think that you could develop it a little bit more. And other student, I'll do one more. Who's next? And we'll go with ABC. Let's have a look at Carol's. Okay. So Carol's going to talk about the Chinese high-speed trains. My concern is definitely this safety problem. So I don't understand how you're going to make that into a 5-minute conversation or a 5-minute discussion. You need to make it interesting to the audience, as opposed, because what it looks like right now is that you're just talking. You're almost promoting the high-speed rail. You're not, it's not a seminar where you're educating and developing conversation. So if there was a TED talk, there would never really be a TED talk giving you the history of the high-speed rail. So you need to work out how you can engage the audience and make it interesting to them, okay? And how to make it relate to them as well. All right, so you need to, again, go into a little bit more depth. Let's look at things from outside the box. And I recommend all of you go back through your seminar proposal. Is your audience going to be interested, excited, engaged throughout the presentation? Are you going to have enough content? And most importantly, are you going to have that strong 5-minute conversation? Okay, so so far, probably Alan, from what I've just seen, nice and thorough, and I'd suggest that others emulate that as well. I'm still waiting on some people's, but I did say, so at the moment you should be in my classroom, because today is yesterday, having a look, trying to complete your seminar proposals. So what I'll do is once I receive them this afternoon, I will try and get back to you with some very specific feedback for each of you. The next thing that you're going to be doing is, once you've completed those, is, just bear with me a moment, your seminar plan. Okay, so this is a more detailed plan, so we're getting more focused and almost prepared to get our PPT done. So this is all you need to do. This is a structure that I've suggested. However, I'm happy if you find a better structure to do it, that's fine. Seminar title, main focus, date, resources, and aim. So all of that pretty much comes from the document, the seminar proposal that you've done, so you can just insert that information. But now we're getting really specific. So we've looked at it from this kind of umbrella perspective, and now we're coming down to be a little bit more specific about what we need to complete. So item part, so we might start talking about history, all right? Then your talking points. So ancient, recent history, now, and I've only got 10 minutes to do my talk, so I only want that to go for 2 minutes. I'll actually do the introduction first, wouldn't you? So introduction, what my topic is, why it's interesting, why you should care, and what we'll be discussing, for instance. Now, you wouldn't write it this way, you'd actually write what your topic is. So if it was going to be about unicorns, then your topic was about unicorns. And then why interesting, historical, fantasy, creature. I might also talk about the commercial importance, about gender specific, because it's primarily focused on girls, that sort of thing. Okay, so why would she care, so on and so forth. So I've just told you these is what I'm, but for you, you need to actually put in the specific details. And then the timing. So for my introduction, I only want my introduction to go for 1 minute, for instance, because I'm going to be talking for 2 minutes here and so on and so forth. Okay. And then if I do decide that here I'm going to be talking about the fact that unicorns are endangered, I might say point, and include video here, times 3 minutes, okay? Just so then I know what my structure is going to be. So you're going to be completing this. So really having a think, how much time for each of these parts do I need? What am I going to include in each of these parts? then you can complete whatever necessary research. You guys already have the research helper, so I don't want to be treat you like babies. Just jump in, use the research helper, or use whatever structure you need to. Make sure you've got enough information and you've got statistics and data. Very similar to the essay, this is not your opinion. It is not your opinion. It is also to be based on research. Okay, so make sure that you're just not standing up telling us your opinion about Star Wars versus Star Trek. You're more than welcome if you wanted to do a presentation on that. I would be more than happy, but the problem is I'd need it to be highly researched. Okay, then question time. So what you're going to what they might ask, so prepare yourself because the audience might want to ask some specific questions, so that's just for you to prepare that. And then questions for the audience. So this is when you're talking about, I'd like to discuss this and this aspect, just to make sure that you've got that information prepared for the end of the seminar. So we can work out that, yes, we've got our complete 10 minutes, and yes, this is going to be enough for 5 minutes. Then we're going to start preparing for our PPT. We're not going to start doing it, but very similar to what you guys did for Mayuri in computing class, is we're going to set up, work out how we want our PPT to look. Okay, so again, it's planning before you're actually taking action in it. So your first is going to be would probably be an introductory picture. So this would probably be your introduction, but this is what you're going to start the audience on. That might be a big video, it might be a whole heap of music, whatever might be the case, okay? And then I've just got some items here so that you can make whatever notes you require. I've only given you 6 boxes, but obviously you might want to have 12, keeping in mind that the PPT is not for you. The PPT is to add a little bit of extra to your audience. Remember to think about what resources you would like. If you would like physical resources, if you're talking about Coca-Cola, you bring some Coca-Cola in. If you're talking about tea, bring some tea in. If you're talking about an endangered animal, maybe take a video of how beautiful they are, and then take a video of them getting slaughtered, like the dolphins in Japan. Okay, so that's all we need to do for today. So I'm going to give you some time to actually complete these. If you have any questions, as usual, I'm available on WeChat, on email, so send me a message, let me know if there's anything further that I can help you with. Thank you very much, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next class.